Have you ever picked up an old restaurant plate at an antique mall and wondered where it came from? It may have served breakfast aboard a transcontinental railroad. It may have been used at the Waldorf Astoria. Or it could have spent decades in a neighborhood diner before finding its way onto a collector's shelf. Restaurant china wasn't made to impress. It was made to work. From the late 1800s through much of the 20th century, a handful of American companies produced millions of pieces of durable china for restaurants, hotels, railroads, airlines, hospitals, and schools. Their plates and coffee cups had to survive years of daily use, which is exactly why so many are still around today. One of the biggest names was Buffalo China. Founded in 1901 in Buffalo, New York, the company became one of America's largest manufacturers of commercial dinnerware. Its china was used aboard the Chesapeake and Ohio Railway and the Union Pacific Railroad. Luxury hotels like the Greenbrier and Yosemite's Ahwahnee Hotel also ordered buffalo ware, along with military bases, universities, and hospitals. Another giant was Syracuse China. Founded in 1871, it earned a reputation for combining elegance with durability. Syracuse supplied the Waldorf Astoria, the Plaza Hotel, Pullman dining cars, and even major airlines during the golden age of air travel. If you were flying across the country in the 1950s or 60s, there's a good chance your meal was served on Syracuse China. Shenango China focused almost entirely on restaurants and institutional dining. Homer Laughlin, still in business today, supplied diners and cafeterias while also producing its famous Fiesta dinnerware. On the West Coast, Wallace China and TEPCO helped define California restaurant culture. TEPCO is especially remembered for making china used by countless Chinese American restaurants, many of which ordered custom pieces with their own names and logos. What makes restaurant china so much fun to collect is that every piece has a story. Turn over a plate and you'll often find the manufacturer's backstamp. Sometimes you'll also discover the name of a famous hotel, a railroad, a restaurant, or even an airline. Suddenly that ordinary-looking plate isn't ordinary at all. It's a piece of American travel history. Collectors also look for interesting patterns, colorful dinnerware, and pieces from businesses that no longer exist. A simple coffee cup from a long-closed roadside cafe can be just as fascinating as a piece from a luxury hotel, because both represent places where people gathered, traveled, and shared meals. Unlike fine china that spent decades tucked safely in a cabinet, restaurant ware earned every scratch. The ware tells its own story of busy kitchens, bustling dining rooms, and countless cups of coffee poured over the years. If you'd like to learn more about the companies that made America's restaurant china, including Buffalo, Syracuse, Shenango, Homer Laughlin, TEPCO, Wallace, and others, we've put together a complete illustrated guide on our website. Visit urbanartandantiques.com for the full article, photographs, and more stories about the objects that helped shape everyday American life. And if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a fellow collector. Thanks for listening.